Bisexual men are attracted to both men and women to different degrees. Straight men are not attracted to men. They're attracted to the sex with men.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new video on Crisp Trans. By the way guys, if you like any clips featured in one of our videos, feel free to submit them to the form in the description down below. Now today we start off with a feminist who came onto Fox News and she complained that it's really inappropriate for people, including experts, to say that breastfeeding is natural. She even says that men are allowed to and should be able to feed the children, and well, yeah, no one's denying that. She forgets that experts say that breastfeeding is much better than formula, and obviously it is natural.
Well, breastfeeding doesn't come naturally, as pediatricians will tell you. It's not exactly easy. There are lactation specialists out there. There's a whole industry out there. So breastfeeding isn't exactly natural. It doesn't come naturally to women. So what they're saying is, which I'm so happy there's a study out there that are finally letting women not have this guilt trip, that it's okay to hand the formula over to daddy, to the men, and it's natural for a man to feed a baby. So they're saying that only a woman able to feed a child is
inappropriate,
unethical and inappropriate. And I'm so glad that women are let off the hook.
It's not unethical or inappropriate, whatever those words mean. I mean, it's the opinion of some physicians that breast milk is superior to formula.
Now we have a bit of a weird feminist who decided to record this video at the gym for some reason. In this video, he was trying to explain if a man gets physical with another man, it doesn't make them gay, and that they just like the act of getting physical itself. He goes into a lot of detail about it and it just sounds so ridiculous. We've heard many crazy things, but this is right up there.
We're about straight men having gay sex, and I'm getting activity again in comments that people don't understand that straight men can be attracted to the sex act, but not to the man. Straight men having sex with men doesn't cancel somebody's heterosexuality any more than a straight woman having sex with a woman cancels her sexuality. And it's not about bi erasure either. Please don't say that.
Bisexual men are attracted,
both men and women to different degrees. Straight men are not attracted to men. They're attracted to the sex with men. Could some of these men be gay or bisexual? Absolutely. But that comes over time, and that's a trajectory that only they can be in touch with to figure that out. Not the therapist and not it.
This time we have Charlie Kirk being asked a question at a panel. He was challenged by someone in the crowd and he tried to argue against a statement that Charlie had made earlier about abortion. But when Charlie posed the guy with a counter argument, the guy very quickly avoided the whole topic altogether.
The first one, I say, a celebration of a pregnancy, why do we call that event a baby shower, not a fetus shower?
Right, so that in itself sounds like, oh right, well that means there's a cultural acceptance of the idea that it's a baby pre-birth, but that's just a linguistic, cultural way. So I call it, I'm pro-choice, for example, but I would still call it a baby shower. That doesn't mean I culturally accept the idea that it's a baby pre-birth. I'm just using a linguistic standard.
There's deeper meaning. Now let's play this out. It's fun. So if the individual that has the baby shower decides right after the baby shower to have an abortion, what is that inside of her called?
I don't want to do this, if that's all right. I don't want to do abortion.
I know, but you see all of a sudden your argument.
Can I use it?
This next clip will have you completely confused. Piers Morgan was referring to someone and apparently he was using the wrong pronoun. Apparently the one that he was supposed to use was they. This confused him because he was only referring to one person and they is used for a collective of people. As you'll see, Morgan was really baffled by the use of this pronoun.
She was going to be put forward for an Emmy.
Hang on a moment, you corrected Piers' language. I believe Asia is they. Although I don't know Asia personally, but I believe they are they. So they use the pronoun they to introduce themselves.
But they's plural.
No.
They has been used as a singular for many, many years. I think the idea that non-binary identity, I should say I'm not non-binary by the way. Maybe there should be somebody non-binary on, I don't know. But
okay. Well let me use the okay, so they.
Here are a pair of SJWs who are giving praise to a politician. They were asked about what it is they like about her and more specifically what their favourite decision of hers that she has made. They were frozen by that question, but what followed after that was pretty funny too. It just made them look completely clueless.
So like she's a pinnacle of women's rights, and honestly she is such an inspiration, so I really do.
What's one of her favorite decisions of yours?
No, I'm not sure.
I've noticed that because I've seen people with the shirts that have like, you know, the notorious RBG stuff on them. I feel like she's almost an icon within your side of the aisle, but no one seems to know anything that she's ever written an opinion on or.
To know a specific opinion, but I think it's important to know what she stands for, and I think you don't need to like.
Wouldn't knowing an opinion be knowing what she stands for?
I don't think you need to. I don't necessarily think you need.
Now we have someone who was at a feminist protest and he's noticed that the protesters were just throwing their poster on the floor and littering. He called them out on it and, well, it absolutely triggered a whole bunch of them. Check this out.
You like to litter? I'm sorry, littering. You like to litter? Littering's tight, right? Littering's tight. I'm just calling you out on littering, that's all. If this is your street, why you want to the street and put trash all over it? Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Throwing trash in the street.
You don't know how to love.
Answer that one. Are you against pollution?
Yeah.
We will not go away. You're the worst. People are cussing at the building.
Now we have a complete snowflake of a feminist who was triggered by a documentary that shed light on men's issues and how women and feminists have sort of made men's issues less than theirs and not matter. As you'll see, her colleagues cringe at the fact that she's acting this way.
You think it should be banned?
Well, yes, I do, because
so
I think if it does, I think if it does, I think if it offends, intimidates, or insults people, and it is not in the matter of public interest, I have no problems with this being banned.
People just got to stop being so hypocritical. You can't just say, let's ban it because I don't like what...
This feminist tried to argue against someone who was anti-feminist. He read out all of these quotes and then asked him if he's done enough research to have such opinions on the feminist movement. He clearly didn't know what he was in for because he ends up getting absolutely owned. Let's see how this one played out.
Feminist philosophers and feminist writers have you read that you believe makes you a proper authority, a knowledgeable authority to represent and report on something as complicated as feminism?
Well, unfortunately for you, I've actually read everything, so that's not gonna help you. But I'm not even gonna go there because I don't think you have to read feminist philosophy to see feminism in action, right? It's a political movement.
Next, we have a woman who's against the current feminist movement, and she was busy debunking some myths about the issues feminists claim that exists. One of them includes the gender pay gap. She spoke at length of how the gender pay gap thing is not entirely true. She explains the reason why there is a supposed gap.
President Obama said that American women are being cheated out of about a quarter of their salary, that they earn only 77 cents for every dollar a man earns. This is a massively discredited factoid. It is simply not true. The 23-cent gender pay gap is simply the difference between the average earnings of all men and women working full-time. It does not take into account differences in occupation, job tenure, hours worked per week. When all of these factors are taken into consideration, the gap narrows to the point of vanishing.
We end things off today with a debate on the English morning show Good Morning Britain. This one involved Piers Morgan and his co-host, who happened to be a woman. One of them said that they couldn't believe a poll that they ran which revealed that more men do not class themselves as feminists. Piers, though, knew exactly why that was the case, and he made some fantastic points.
Absolutely staggered that our poll so far says that the majority of people say that they're not a feminist.
Yeah.
I just think there's no excuse. Everybody should believe in feminism because it's equality between the sexes. There's no excuse in this day and age for there not to be equality, for you not to support equality.
This proves the point of, listen, if you asked everybody a different question and said you believe in gender equality, I bet they'd be massively supportive, right?
So they just don't understand the definition of feminism.
No, the word feminism has been hijacked by radical feminists and it has completely confused what people's idea of what feminism is.
Thanks for watching this video, everyone. If you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel for more content like this and much more. Goodbye for now, everyone. We hope to see you next time right here on Crisp Trends.